Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your Justice analyst Kirill from Belarus, living in Germany. And today we're talking about definitely one of the strongest countries in Eurovision, and it's Ukraine. Ukraine debuted in the contest in 2003, and since then they already had 3 victories, and almost each and every year they are in top 5 or at least top 10. And in the last years, Ukraine doesn't stop surprising us with this amazing ethno-inspired bops like Goe, Kalush Orchestra, or Alona Alona with Jerry Hale. They really have this talent of blending electronic sounds with folk music and creating something absolutely extraordinary, what the European public loves, and that's why they finish every year so high. Last year's Ukrainian entry was definitely my most favorite Ukrainian entry of all time, and it was one of my personal favorites of the whole last year's edition. So really great track. I just can't wait to see what they have brought this year. But before we will listen to the song which they have selected, maybe we should quickly talk about the other favorites of the selection who didn't make it. So kind of big fan favorite, at least in accordance with the Eurovision scoreboard, was Maria Kondratenko. I have extra watched this performance. I didn't really vibe with the song so much, but I think the live performance was absolutely sensational. She's an amazing vocalist and the visuals were really spectacular. And another big favorite who won even the jury vote but was not ranked so high by the televoters was Kayat, who already tried like maybe for the 3rd time to represent Ukraine. This performance was actually very strong. Maybe the song is not my cup of tea, but I could definitely see it again easily finishing in top 10 for Ukraine. But maybe the song which they have chosen is even better. And the winners was the band Ziferblat, consisting of 3 members. 2 of them are twin brothers. One is singing, another one is playing guitar, I have understood, and one other friend who joined them to play the drums. They became quite known in Ukraine back in 2019 when they went to the local edition of X Factor show. They didn't win, but still it definitely gave them quite a boost in their popularity. And then last year, you probably remember, the band went to the Ukrainian selection when they were performing the song The Place I Call Home. And last year, they even managed to win the jury vote with the song, so the juries have ranked them higher than Teresa and Maria, which for me was absolutely mind-blowing because I was not really a fan of that song. But I'm pretty sure if now they're back, and I have already seen that they won the televote this year, not the jury vote, but the televote, then it means it's probably something completely different. This year, their song is called Bird of Prey. So you can see now the lyrics on your screen, but instead of trying to analyze what kind of meaning was behind of this texts, I will just read for you what the guys have said about the song themselves. Bird of Prey is a deep and emotional reflection on the realities that every Ukrainian faces every day from dawn to dusk. It intertwines homesickness, the pain of loss, and at the same time prayer, words of support, and the search for inner strength. All this creates a powerful narrative that resonates with the sense of hope that lives in people's hearts. So the song definitely tells us about this daily agenda of Ukrainian people. I think it's no surprise when the country is in such difficult situations, really hard to sing about something else rather than something what touches and moves you each and every day. So sounds like it will be something emotional. I'm really curious to hear it. And now let's just start with the first listen, where I will just listen to the MP3 track, and afterwards we will go to the live performance. And I have actually some good news. We also have official music video, so not just MP3 track. So shout out to Ukraine for that. What a mysterious beginning. I like that. That's quite a twist, almost like another song has started. Sounds again kind of folky and kind of modern, so typical Ukraine. I'm kind of confused, so it sounds like many different songs in one. This chorus had a bit of dreamy feel in it. Oh, again, this part like in the beginning of the song. It's such a strange twist and mix of the things in one song. It's like light rock, I would say, probably like 70s inspired rock entry. Or even 60s. I mean, it has a bit of this Beatles feel in it, but with Ukrainian twists. Oh, this backing vocal is really beautiful. I would say this part with the strings and the light female vocal is probably my favorite part of the song. Yeah, that's it. So what can I say about this entry? It doesn't have this factor which I think the last Ukrainian entries had, where you just listen to it, you're totally captivated, you're like, oh my god, this is incredible. This was quite pleasant to sit through. I liked watching them. I liked to see where the song is leading me because some twists were really unexpected. But I can't say that it sounds so impactful, so powerful, but maybe with the live performance it all comes alive. So without further talking, let's just go into the live performance. So it's their live performance from the Ukrainian national selection, Ziferblat and Bird of Prey. This girl is just amazing. This vocal sounds absolutely otherworldly, angelic. Love it. Oh, by the way, the guys themselves have composed the song. Now I just see, yeah, huge respect for that. And now it definitely comes alive, you know, with these visuals, with this kind of small field where they're standing, this lady singing in the background. Sounds really, really cool. I have to say, in the verse, the sound was very different from the MP3 track. Here, it's like the whole choir is singing with him. It sounds immediately impactful. This nice light rock sound, you know, a bit like Måneskin direction, but obviously still far from that type of rock. So sounds already very good in the beginning, and now the chorus comes. Let's see. His vocals are actually excellent, really everything on point. You can see that he's quite seasoned in this genre. He's doing an excellent job, so sounds very, very good. I really like this folky element in the song. It didn't really come through to me in the official music video. In the live performance, it definitely comes alive. I think it shows us some linkage to the previous Ukrainian entries so that people will be like, ah, this is Ukraine. Now I hear that it's Ukraine. And then the chorus, dreamy rock inspired by the Beatles. Yeah, very interesting fusion. So many different feelings in the song. Sometimes it sounds dreamy, here it sounds more intense, then the other parts are folky. You know, you get everything in this one entry, but that's actually what Eurovision is for. You have just 3 minutes to show all your talent, to captivate the viewers, and I think that's what they're doing really good. This visual was actually very beautiful when the light was on him in the middle of this beautiful green stage, so some focus light, really, really pretty. This ending is so beautiful. Just look at the stage with this kind of new sunrise or something like that. This is so meaningful, so beautiful, really very different entry. Oh, this lady is such a star. I really need to know what's her name. So guys, I did now some research. This girl's name is Hrystyna Starikova. She is absolutely amazing, and she actually even submitted also her entry for this year's Ukrainian national selection. She was not chosen for the list of the finalists, but actually her song is so damn good. If it would be up on me, I think I would just have sent her. She doesn't need these guys with her. Well, jokes aside, I think it's a very good entry. It has this beautiful deep meaning. It's very experimental in some way. It sounds very different. So that's actually exactly what Ukraine is giving us each and every year. So something what definitely stands out. I can definitely see why they won, and I can definitely see them doing again quite well for Ukraine in the Eurovision Song Contest. But now, speaking about Ukraine in the Eurovision Song Contest, let's take a look how Ukraine did in the Eurovision semifinals in the previous years. Here we are talking only about televoting, because only the televoters are deciding the qualifiers in Eurovision since a couple of years. In the past it was different, so that's why it wouldn't be fair to compare their results in the mixed voting of televoters and the juries with now televoting only. And if we take a look first at the last 5 years, I think it's absolutely no surprise that Ukraine is the best country of all 31 taking part in the semifinals this year. And there's 3 occasions when they took part, 2 first places, 2nd place, so it's absolutely mind-blowing. But if we take a look at the last 15 years, then Ukraine is only 4th, because there are 2 countries which, in accordance with the televote, never miss qualifying. There is 1 country which also missed qualifying just 1 time, but they took part more often in the semifinals because they were not really so often automatic qualifiers. That's why Ukraine is 4th, but it's still a great result. They missed qualifying only once with Hrystyna and Be My Guest, when the juries vibed with her much more than the televoters. But nevertheless, you know, it was a very exceptional case. So Ukraine is actually always qualifying, always being not even close to not qualifying. So I don't think that this year it will change. That's very charming, and I'm sure they will find their listeners. Ukraine was drawn to perform again in the first semifinal and again in the first half. I don't think it's any kind of problem. This entry is very memorable. It will definitely not be forgotten towards the end of the lineup. They will compete in their first half against countries like Sweden, Slovenia, Iceland, Estonia, Poland and Portugal. So yeah, a lot of countries which they were standing quite close to in the running order also last year. But now let's take a look what the bookmakers think about the song. Of course, we don't know so many selected entries, so this all will change. Either Ukraine will go up if the songs will be a bit weak, or Ukraine will maybe go down if there will be some huge favorites. In general, I think this position is quite justified. I don't think that Ukraine this year will be in top 3 or top 5, but I think top 10 is most probable, or somewhere around place 10. This is where I also see the song at this point of time. And now it's time to talk about staging. I think what we saw in the Ukrainian national selection already looks actually great. This field with the plants, this we also saw in many other national selections. Maybe you remember Anna Bergendahl with Ashes to Ashes. Or there was an entry in the German selection, I believe last year. So it's not a new concept for national selections as such, but it's definitely something what we still haven't seen in Eurovision, and maybe now Ziferblat will finally bring this kind of concept on the Eurovision stage. I think it looks great, and this green color correlates so well with the colors of their dresses, with this violet, bluish colors. So yeah, it's very striking visuals. I think they should keep it this way. And I was absolutely mesmerized by the sunrise in the end of the song, when also the guitarist was looking up to the sky, so it felt like they're ready for some new beginning or a new day or something like that. It had some deep meaning in this, and I think they should definitely keep this visual. And first of all, they should definitely keep Hrystyna, who is singing so perfectly in the background as a backing vocalist. I love this part, probably my favorite part of the song. Yeah, so I don't think they need to change much, just elevate everything a bit. So that's what I have thought about Ukrainian entry this year. I saw there was a lot of negativity and also comments that they will not even qualify to the final in the Eurovision fandom. After listening to this, after seeing their live performance, I definitely can't agree with anything like that. I think Ukraine will do again very well. Maybe this time it's not a top 3 finish, but it doesn't have to be. The song will still score well, and I think they will find a lot of people who will be so inspired and so engaged by this performance. In any case, let me know down below in the comments what do you think about this entry. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new to this channel, or if for some reason you just have forgotten to click on this button, because so many of you are watching my videos, but unfortunately the number of subscribers is not growing as fast. So I would really love YouTube to help me a little bit more so that I have even more motivation to create great content for you. So see you in the next one. Till the next time. Bye bye.